on his, historic performance in the second test, double hundred in the first innings, and then hundred in the second innings. And what are your takes on his captaincy?
See, for captaincy, it's too early to decide or too early to comment, not decide. It's too early to comment. Decision has already been made. He's India's captain and he's India's present and future. In terms of batting, obviously, it's a stupendous performance. For any batter to score 100 is special. For a batter to go and score a double hundred is even more special. And somebody who can, make it two in the same test match, that's calls for a great applause and for a stupendous effort. It shows the temperament, the skill, and more importantly, the fitness level. So, he's showcased everything in that mammoth effort of his in a double hundred and then 150. So, it doesn't come every day. It's just numbers for us that we are probably sitting here and talking, but it is much more greater than that, and it's much more bigger than just, us sharing those numbers and just sitting back and applauding. It's a stupendous effort, and I think we can only sit here and just applaud.
My next question is on Akash Deep. Coming as a replacement for Bumrah and then picking
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You need to be a little more clear, please.
My question to you is about Akash Deep.
Okay.
Coming as a replacement for Jasprit Bumrah and picking up a 10-wicket haul in a flat track. So how do you see his performance?
It wasn't just a flat track. I know after day 5, a lot of probably people have said it's a flat track. It wasn't just a flat track. If it was, it would have been a different story altogether. But yes, it did become a lot different than from where it started. In terms of an effort for Akash Deep, again, brilliant. From not just because he was coming in for Jasprit Bumrah. I think in itself, if you just see it in isolation, the performance of Akash Deep from where he was when they were there in Australia to where after an injury, he picked up an injury. He played few matches in the recently concluded IPL, and then coming in and not just 1-2, but such a massive effort, and in both innings. Again, it's very special.
So, ma'am, as you said, not a flat track. So we saw some turn on the final. So do you think India can go with Kuldeep Yadav? Yeah,
they're not playing on the same pitch. They're not playing on the same pitch, my friend. Then they're not going. They're not playing in the same pitch. They're not playing in the same venue.
No, ma'am. I get it. I'm asking you that can India go with Kuldeep Yadav in this series? Rest 3 matches, a full-time spinner, bringing more variation into the game.
Yeah, they can. Definitely they can. Why can't they? I mean, obviously it depends on the conditions. Shubman was very clear that they wanted extra batting. That's why they went with Nitish, Washington Sundar, and also had Ravindra Jadeja as an all-rounder. So they were very clear at the time of toss that that's the combination that they wanted to go with. If their ideology would have been to play Kuldeep Yadav ahead of any of the 3 options that India has or could have had, they could have played him. It's nothing that anything is stopping anyone from playing Kuldeep Yadav. It's the team management which needs to have that outlook and that confidence that is that combination that they want to go ahead with, and how many spinners. So he's obviously on the team to play. Now, in which condition, when the Indian team gets him to play that match is up to the team management.
My next question to you is on Smriti Mandhana. Performance in the ongoing England series. So how do you see that?
Yeah, it's been good. She started off with 100, which is a very good. Now that was a flat track where that 100 was scored, and I think she made complete use of the conditions. I thought England bowled very poorly, and they have been poor to start off that series, but they became better in the 30-20 which is very surprising because they're playing in home conditions and their players are much more head-to-head in terms of experience to Indian players. But that's where the Indian team took advantage. I thought Smriti's knock in the first T20 was absolutely brilliant. It was a treat to watch the kind of shots she played. She made batting look so simple. But again, she's vastly experienced, and that is what's expected out of her. In the second game as well, I thought the way Amanjot batted with Jemmy, and then even Harleen batted in the first T20. So what is more heartening to see is how this middle order has started blossoming and taking responsibility.
Now coming to the middle order in the final third T20, after such a strong and brilliant opening partnership, what went wrong for India on losing that position?
Sorry, got to repeat your question again. There's a lot of noise behind you when you say the question.
Ma'am, I think that in the final T20, after such a good start, what went wrong for India in the middle order? Being 120 for one at a time and then losing in the last over. What went wrong for India in the third?
Obviously, the runs, they were unable to get those runs. They were not quick enough. I won't say that the start was that brilliant, considering how they've played in the first T20 and the second one, but it wasn't bad. And every day cannot be the same way. You cannot have a 70 or an 80 odd partnership in every game. So I think it was a 47 run stand that in the first in the third T20 that they had. And after that, the middle order needed to obviously capitalize. So when you're chasing 171, 172, you can't take a step back. The moment you take a step back, obviously you will have to play catch up in the next following overs. And if you don't do that, that run rate increases. I thought that the middle order really weren't able to capitalize or play to the tune that they were supposed to be playing. So Amanjot was pushed back. By the time Jamie started getting runs, it was pretty late. Harman wasn't timing the ball that well. So it's just 120 deliveries, and how you can maximize it is how the output comes out to be. India wasn't able to get over the line because they missed out on a few opportunities of scoring after a good partnership.
My final question to you, ma'am, is that the series is now 1-1 level between India and England Test series. So from here, who do you see winning this series?
I can't. I don't have a crystal ball in front of me. Did we know that before the start of the series will be 1-1, or how many people were thinking it might be just 2-0?
Which team are you backing?
Which team am I backing in the Test series?
For winning. Who do you think will?
No. Obviously, it will be India. No. If you're asking who am I backing, obviously I will be backing India. No? Isn't that your question?
It is my question, but it is on like, what do you think? What margin it will be? 2-3. Or
I don't go to play like that. I just play the match, the one that I'm playing, and then I think about it. I don't make presumptions that what will be the scoreline. So let's move over to Lords and let's see how the next 5 days of that third Test match play out.